What's happening, folks? Welcome back to Movie Crag. Roll it in. Welcome to Derry. So Pennywise the clown is back in action. Well, kind of. We've seen hints of him, but we haven't officially seen him properly in the show just yet. So this is not going to be rating the show yet because it's still on. It's just going to be talking about the first 3 episodes in preparation for episode 4 on Sunday. And in my opinion, my favorite episode was episode 1, second favorite was episode 2, and episode 3 was my least favorite. So I hope the show doesn't continue down that road. But anyway, episode 1, we're thrown right back into Derry. I believe it's in the 60s. And we're introduced to a group of kids, including Lily Bainbridge and Ronnie. The other kids are not really that important in the first episode, and you'll see why as I continue to talk about it. But yes, the episode opens with a kid named Maddie who he's the first victim that we see who Pennywise takes. And no, Pennywise doesn't take the form of a clown when he murders Maddie. He takes the form of a demon baby that can fly. Fucked up shit, man. And yes, you actually witness this baby being born. I mean, full on, you see the whole thing. So this show is brutal. I'm just gonna also start by saying that. But yes, Maddie goes missing, and this new group of kids that we're introduced to, they're kind of like his friends, I guess. They start hearing some weird shit in their bathtubs. You know, the usual Pennywise spiel. And the more and more they see and hear, the more they come together to try and investigate what happened to the kid who went missing at the start of the episode. And while this is going on, we're kind of introduced to another plot line, including a military base is kind of happening at the same time. A military base set up in Derry, and they're looking for something. And in this plot line, you're also introduced to one of the other main characters in the show, the general named Leroy Hanlon. He's like one of the main characters in the show as well, outside of the kids. But anywho, the kids continue their investigation into their friend Maddie's disappearance, and they end up finding their way to a movie theater. And in the movie theater, a movie comes on and they see their friend. He's trapped in the movie, and it's really well done. And so here we're right in the midst of it. We're like, okay, yeah, the classic It spiel, kids investigating Pennywise. They're going to team up and beat him together. Well, viewer, you were fooled like I was. The fucking baby devil bursts out through the screen of the movie theater and brutally murders most of the children. It's fucked up shit, man. So the gore is definitely in the show, and I actually saw this happen and I was like, yes, they're taking it a different direction. I love this now. I didn't expect that. That's what I want. The only survivors to come out of this movie theater are Lily Bainbridge and Ronnie. They're like the only two out of the original first group of kids that survived. So into the second episode we go, and the cops are investigating the murder of these children, and they're obviously trying to pin it on people who didn't do it. They're also threatening Lily Bainbridge, who has a history of like mental illness, I guess, because her father got chopped up in a pickle factory. And yes, that leads me to the pickle scene in the second episode, one of my favorite scenes in the show so far. So Lily's walking through a supermarket or a grocery store, and you have some creepy shit going on all around her, and it's very well done. And then it leads to a scene where her father appears in the shape of fucked up pickles, and it's great shit. Ronnie is also getting terrorized by Pennywise in the second episode. In fact, we get our second major, almost childbirth sequence, which the makers of this show, they really, really love childbirth in a fucked up way. But yeah, she gets spit out of her bed and she's attached to an umbilical cord, and her dead mother is kind of trying to pull her in and eat her. And it's fucked up shit, man. While the kids are getting terrorized, then we're also kind of introduced to some more new kids. So I'm kind of like, well, you killed the kids in the first episode. Now you're just introducing us to more new kids, you know? It's kind of lazy, I thought. But one of those new kids is the son of the general, Hanlon. His name is Will, and this is where the show starts to annoy me. He's kind of like this quiet kid who just reads science books and just kind of, they're playing him off like to be a kid genius in a way. Like, oh, if ever we have an issue with writing or plotline moving it forward, go to the kid genius, you know, kind of annoying me now at this point. We're also introduced to Rich, and Rich, he's just kind of like Will's friend. He kind of meets him in the corridor and they become friends, and he's quite funny on the show actually. But we get a further insight into what's going on at the military base a little bit as well. And we get a little bit more further insight into some shady stuff that's happening, classified stuff that's happening over there as well. Into episode 3, my least favorite of the 3 episodes so far. A lot goes down in this episode. The first major thing is that the army are using medium to find Pennywise. We figure that out. They're trying to use Pennywise as a weapon, is what it's hinting at. I feel like, as you can imagine, some of the soldiers have doubts about that, but that's where it's going in that plot line. We're also back to following the group of kids, Lily, Will, Rich, and Ronnie now, and they're trying to get photographic evidence of the monsters that are terrorizing them. And in turn, they're going to use these photographs to prove to the police that the people that they're blaming aren't the reason for the kids being murdered. And this leads them to a cemetery. And in my opinion, one of the silliest sequences of the whole show so far. So the kids, they tried to do a seance to summon some of the bad spirits that's been terrorizing them. And they tried to take photos of them. And what happens is the ghosts of the kids who died in the first episode all come and chase them through the cemetery. And it's so CGI heavy and cringe. It was like something you'd see in Goosebumps years ago. I didn't like it at all. But Willie gets separated from the rest of the group and ends up snapping a picture in a crypt. He then rendezvous with the rest of the kids and they run to the school to get photos kind of developed. They just leave schools open all night in the show apparently, and also Will is now a professional photographer developer. So, lazy writing. The genius kid can do everything, as I said. But yes, when they develop their photos, we get our first full kind of look at Pennywise, I guess, in clown form. And that's kind of where the episode ends. So overall, first 3 episodes of It, Welcome to Derry. I'm enjoying it. I definitely have some nitpicks, but I'm enjoying it. I'm actually looking forward more to seeing what happens with the military side of the story rather than the kids side of the story. I think the kids side of the story is kind of just, we've seen it kind of before. And so I appreciate the new angle with the military getting involved. That being said, like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. See you in the next one. Hopefully it's a good one. Good luck.